Y'all ain't finished. Y'all ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news, information, and analysis. I'm your host, Nick Athan, alongside Mr. Hense Todd, producer extraordinaire, my partner in this venture, also with Bow Tie Sports. Don't forget to check out his show, 1 o'clock, on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. With he and Coach Dre do a lot of things talking Kansas City sports. So it is January 1st. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you were safe last night, and this morning you woke up late like I did and just enjoyed the fact that it's a new year and a lot of possibilities ahead. So before we get on to the show, let's talk
Happy birthday to my daughter.
Happy birthday. That's right. Sorry. Happy birthday to your daughter.
New Year's baby.
What's that? New Year's baby.
New Year's baby.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, you ready to rock?
All right, let's rock and roll. Let's talk about our sponsors first up and make the wheels go round here at the Four Guys in a Bar podcast presented by ChiefsBlitz.com. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you need someone to help you buy or sell a house in 2025, Eric Haynes is your guy. Give him a call today at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief. Who?
That is correct. Another proud sponsor is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. Listen, open enrollment is over. If you didn't get an option with a government plan, she does have a private option available. So if you want to get a custom quote today, it's pretty simple. 9 digits, 913-215-9086, and she'll put that together for you today.
Emily.
That's right.
Emily.
Right. Let's do it. All right, next up is our newest sponsor, Resell Electronics.
Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With locations along Nolan Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics for all of your electronic needs in 2025. You can check out their website at resellwithacelectronics.com, or you can walk into either one of their two locations, 1214A South Nolan Road in Independence, or down Nolan Road on 40 Highway inside the flea market. They will take care of you. So give them a call today. And if you walk in the store, let them know that Four Guys in a Bar, Chiefs Blitz, Bow Tie Sports, all three of us said, hey, we want the special discount to give you 10% off your first order. So with that said, we're going to bring in the other members of the team.
Reset.
There we go. All right. The other members of the team, Mr. Lou Montagna, the other elderly member of the team.
Yes,
I don't want to say senior anymore. It's not proper. And the other young
prefer
maverick,
senior, though. I like
Andre
senior.
Tillman. What's up, Coach?
What's happening?
Happy New Year, gents. Hope you all were safe.
Absolutely. Yes.
Crazy times in the world today is again, but we're gonna just focus on sports because that's where we make our bread and butter.
Yeah, but those two lines keep intersecting. You know,
Yep.
I just feel for all the families of those that were taken in New Orleans last night, and all those that were injured. And again, another senseless act of violence. Just awful. You know, we're hearing reports that now the Sugar Bowl game, is being moved to tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not 100% from what we're told. It's still up in the air that they're going to move it tomorrow.
Just the fact that they have to consider it. I mean, you think about
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard play for those people that are making those decisions. It has to be just so difficult because you've got all these kids that are and the coaches and the staffs and the schools and fans and people that came in for the game now, to go ahead and flip all their lodging, travel, everything's got to be extended and so forth. So anyway, that's the least of the worries. Hopefully that they get this situation straightened out so that there's no way that this happens again. But we know that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, we'll see. There's another incident in Las Vegas as well. So again, prayers to everybody involved. The game will be postponed. It has not been determined when they're going to play it at this point. Maybe by the end of the show, we'll have a little bit more news and we can spread that out. If not, check out your favorite social media sites and they'll have it. Obviously, guys, it is a new year, brings in a lot of things. And, again, just everybody be safe, eyes forward, and just enjoy your family today. And
it's on the swivel, like I like to say. I tell my family,
it's on the swivel.
Head on the swivel.
Well, let's hope we're not in constant chaos in 2025 for that.
Hence, are you flexing, man? Is that what's going on here? Is this a new look for the year? The short sleeves.
He got his guns out.
Oh my God! Yeah, look at this.
Woo! I have no guns.
Look at
offensive lineman, offensive lineman, man.
Yes.
Prayers for the people that that having to down in New Orleans. And speaking of New Orleans, our team could be down there in next month. You know what I mean? Well, should be down there to be.
You gotta speak into existence. You gotta speak into existence. Hence, Nick does it all the time.
Yes.
Nick always changing his
words.
It
isn't a matter of us going. It's a matter of do we have a place to stay and will we have access? So that's what it boils down to at this stage.
Yeah. I hear
so
that.
So that's it, man. Let's get into some news that's happening with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs have a lot of news today.
Let's go, baby.
I think he needs a little Chiefs Blitz patch on his lapel there. Anyway, breaking news today: the Chiefs have opened, as we suspected, the 21-day window for wide receiver Mecole Hardman. What does that mean? It means he is eligible for the Super Bowl roster, and he is going to be my understanding, a full participant today in practice. Andy Reid mentioned that earlier in his press conference today. So good news is the Chiefs have another wide receiver, and that according to Andy Reid, he hinted that DJ Humphries is trending in the right direction to play on Sunday. So let's hope that's the case. If so, that'll be good practice for him. Doesn't mean he's going to start in the division round. I still think he's going to go with Thuney and Caliendo.
He better not start.
Yeah, I think he's going to be there. I think the Chiefs need to see him go through a whole game.
These things do get recorded, and they're still out there. I'd love to go back to the commentary. One, when the Chiefs signed DJ Humphries, and two, when he was about to play. The effusive praise we were getting from one of these boxes. Won't say who. But I think you kind of know who I'm talking about. And now all of a sudden he better not play.
What kind of praise was y'all getting though? I was trying to be honest, man. I was trying to be honest.
But you were honest in your effusive praise for the guy. Then he plays like I don't know, three quarters. He was 3/4 of one game, and now all of a sudden, oh hell with that guy. Is there somebody else off the scrap heap we can get? Because God knows that guy can be much better than what we got.
DJ Humphrey been playing like doodoo in Arizona. That's why
love the one you're with.
But he's a Chiefs, and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because T-Rex couldn't do any better.
Well, you got some more breaking news, guys.
More breaking news. Let's hear it.
That all sounds legit coming from a Bengals fan. We been going to the Bengals fans because to nonsense, and they say what
my MVP Joe Beasley. My MVP Joe Beasley.
Their practice facilities is in the woods somewhere.
Joe Beasley would be MVP. Right?
Hey man,
I'm hoping my God now.
I don't even think the field they practice on is 100 yards long. I don't know.
Hey, you don't need as long as you got Joe Beasley, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got Joe Beasley out there.
Nature boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so with that said, Red, Joe, he was praising DJ Humphries, talking about he came from the Cardinals.
We all did.
But now
nah, because I was being transparent. I was really I was trying to benefit y'all on the panel. I was like, he's okay. It's better than what y'all had.
Right. So my early analysis was just a facade, and it was just a kind of like this scam to get you guys all buttered up. But I full well knew this guy was going to the tank. Like I said, he only played 3/4 of a game. Let's give him a chance.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. No, I think we were just so desperate at that point. Listen, as a fan base, we were just desperate at that point because everything had not worked prior to.
Yeah, it's just kind of frustrating when you see complaining about guys on the current roster and then just throw us a name of somebody and we will gas him up to be like the next all-pro of all.
Who does that? Who does that? That's this guy.
And oh my God. And then they get here and it's like they're not an instant star. And well, geez, what do we do now? Or there's a wide receiver available. Certainly we need more wide receivers. Go get them.
Hey,
thanks,
at least here's the positive spin. At least we are not
all the time though. I know.
At least we're not Bengals, Bills, and Ravens fan who aren't fighting for a Super Bowl. They're fighting over their quarterback being the MVP.
Damn right.
So this guy I met last night does not speak for all Bills fans, nor will I mention him by name. But I was at a small New Year's Eve gathering, and this guy comes in, and it's the first time I'm meeting a lot of these people. And this guy happens to be a Bills fan, big time Bills fan, been a season ticket holder for 12, 15 years.
Right.
And he's just he's just going on. And then the host says, oh yeah, meet Lou. He's on a Chiefs podcast. And he says something like, oh, that's cute. So we're all at the beginning. It was kind of rough. Right. And then throughout the evening, there's all these little jabs and this is the Bills year and everything else. And I'm like, what's up with this guy? And then as we're leaving and no one else's earshot now, it was just me and him, nice to meet you, whatever. He's like, yeah, I don't think the Bills have a shot to beat the Chiefs. So if that's any representation of the fan base, then yeah, we are in their heads.
That's probably 90% of it, to be honest.
That is crazy. He said, listen, I'm going to cut the shit. We're not beating the Chiefs.
Pretty much, because it was we were the only two in that kind of spot, and he was leaving.
So basically, he showed his ass in front of a lot of people, but when it came down to y'all one-on-one, he's been realistic, we're not beating the Chiefs. Just for real, we're just not beating the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's for sure. But again, happy New Year, happy 2025 to everybody, man. Y'all bringing in the New Year's just right. A lot of people say New Year's revolutions and this and that. I just say I thank God that I'm breathing another day.
Just be thankful, man. Just be better than what you were. Just be better than what you was, man. All that trying to, I'm gonna do this year. No, you're not. Just be better than what you was, man.
No, you're not. You just
know you're not.
The percentage of people that keep their resolutions are probably very small, but there are some that do.
They are very
small increments. You don't want to be like, first year fasting, no food, no processed sugar, no in the sheet. I'm done with everything. And
I'm telling you, next week, every gym will be full. It'll be ridiculous. And then in 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be back to normal. Crickets.
Crickets. Everybody back at Chipotle getting them a double wrap burrito.
Yeah, talking about healthy. Eating double
wrong with that.
Eating double the protein and carbs.
Nothing frozen. Everything made fresh. You can go do a lot worse than Chipotle, gentlemen.
There, go ahead, Nick. John just made a.
All right, John. Let's get to make sure. Hey, John. Happy New Year first and foremost. Absolutely. Happy New Year to all the blitzers. Humphreys doesn't need to play to get some snaps. But to me, the most important thing is continuity. I'd keep the same 5 starting right now for the playoffs. Don't start shuffling players now.
Thank you, John. I agree.
John, I think that's the voice of reason, and I think Andy Reid's probably going to follow suit, and they'll just know they've got a great tackle option, in case the right tackle falters or can't play because of injury. Apparently, his knee stiffened up quite a bit, so he's obviously probably not going to play Sunday at Denver. So, maybe they do some experimentation with Humphreys on the right side. So. But for now, I don't think he's gonna make any changes to that offensive line. I'd be shocked.
Right. I'll be shocked as well. But again, if you paid him, you know what I mean, you want him out there to play. But hey, speaking of that, it is 2025, and hey, it's the first year, you know what I mean, of the Who game. I mean the Chiefs Who game. Do you guys
the Who game? Go ahead.
The Who game, Chiefs Who.
The Who game.
Okay, so this is the first episode of Chief Who for 2025. It is the last episode of the regular season contest in which we've got two, I guess, battlers, whatever we want to call them, combatants, if you would, in Kareem, which has been kind of a no-show lately with 3 wins. We've got Kent St. Clair sitting there with 2, so he can force an overtime in which we would have a sudden victory, sudden death, whatever you want to call it, next week. So for those of you that haven't scored yet, there's still an opportunity to win a prize, as Nick has offered top 3. We don't have a 3 right now. So anybody that gets this one gets a prize. So I can't stress that enough. So for those of you that have never been here for Chief Who, this is how it goes. I will read you a list of concocted clues that I've come up with out of my own crazy brain. Now, also take into consideration that this brain hasn't slept a lot in the last 24 hours. it may have been swimming in some, crazy libations at some point. So take that into consideration. All right. Hensley, strike up the band, my friend. Let's do this. There it is, folks. Chief Who? Sponsored by, of course, the most handsome man on YouTube, Eric Haynes and the Eric Haynes Group. Here we go. Clue number 1. Wow, I got ahead of myself. Where are the glasses? Here we go. All right.
There you go.
He was a 3-star coming out of high school. My favorite first clue of all. Every single time. It's undefeated. In college, he played behind a current NFL coach. He played behind a current NFL coach. Clue number 3. He was initially drafted by Detroit. Clue number 4.
No, it's not. It's not Travis Kelce.
He's number 2. And finally, clue number 5. He is number 2, but the number 3 is very significant to him.
I know who it is.
All right, let's recap.
Come on,
he
guys.
was a 3-star coming out. He played behind a current NFL coach.
Carson Wentz. That's Kenny St. Clair's vote.
Okay, it's not Wentz, nor is it Kelce. All right. He was drafted by Detroit. He's number 2. And finally, number 3 is even though he is number 2, number 3 is very significant to him. All right, gang, let's do this. We got a bunch of Carson Wentz. Wow. We had Carson not too long ago,
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
We may have. I think we did.
All right, but
that's fine. That doesn't preclude him. Somebody's saying Williams. Yep, he is jersey number 2. He is.
All right, let's give out another clue. Let's give Kenny one more chance. Give him another clue.
That's it, man. No. What are we doing, Nick? Going once. Not Joshua Williams. Going twice. Going thrice.
And he says Winchester.
Winchester, the shotgun man. It is not. That's it. Let's go to our panel. One guess, Hensley. Let's make that clear. We're not going to go back around. Who you got?
You said it was drafted by Detroit, so that threw me off.
Yeah.
So I would say it's Mike Pennell.
It is not Mike Pinnell.
No.
Nick.
I'm trying to think. He was drafted by Detroit. I should know this. I have no clue.
Coach?
Shit, hell, I don't know. Got drafted by Detroit, threw everybody off. So
John Harrison says it's John Stenerud.
Wow. Okay. He's not currently on the Chiefs, but
Right.
hey, whatever. Yeah.
Good guess.
He was number 3.
shit, hell,
I don't know.
I'm clueless.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. You are all going to be sick and should be ashamed of yourselves. Okay, he was a 3-star coming out. He played behind a current NFL coach in college. And this will be the giveaway. The coach was Davis Webb, who coaches on offense for Denver. He was drafted by Detroit as a high schooler by the Detroit Tigers. He's number 2. That would be Mr. Patrick Mahomes II. And number 3 is significant to him. 3 stars. 3 offers coming out: Tech, Rice, and Houston. He's got 3 kids, 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. This week's Chief Who is, I guess,
franchise
Patrick Mahomes.
Everybody, even you got the wheat, the cereal, you still don't know who he was.
That was an excellent. That was your best. I cannot believe none of us got that.
I could see the Detroit thing. I didn't want to. If I said Tigers, that would have given it away.
I would have gotten that. If you said Tigers, I would have gotten it.
All right, gang. I do appreciate everybody that's played all year. I guess the congratulations goes to Kareem. We'll have to get some word to him.
You got Kenny. Kenny,
even though I think maybe he showed up for about 5 of them, he won 3, so that's good enough. Kenny comes in second, and third place, no one. So we'll reload this for next year. Starting next week, maybe we'll throw in some different trivia questions about the Chiefs, and then we'll start it back up as the roster kind of reshapes itself in the summer.
The panel that knew Patrick Mahomes is the god of football. Did nobody know that?
Will you have a playoff version?
Like I said, maybe we'll throw in some trivia questions, maybe some multiple choice.
We'll do another contest for it. We'll do another contest for the post.
Just to change it up a little bit.
Crunchberry cereal over there.
I'll come up with another.
Patrick Mahomes.
I'll come up with.
So there you have it, folks.
Cereal.
Chief Who, thanks for playing once again.
The captain
brought
of
to
the
you
Chiefs.
by Eric Haynes and the Eric Haynes Group.
Awesome. All right, before we move on with the show, hey, I want to remind all the viewers, we now got 546 people eyeballing the show. Please subscribe. If you're not subscribing or just listening on social media, just click on the YouTube channel, hit subscribe. We would appreciate it as well. We've had a pretty good increase in the last week of subscribers, so I'm very pleased with that. But we've got a lot of listeners who love the show, make comments, but they're not subscribers. So please just hit the subscribe button. We're not asking you to invest or put any money in. Of course, you can if you want to. But at this point, we're just trying to get our numbers up.
This may not be politically correct, but Kenny, hogs get slaughtered. Be happy with your second place prize. All right.
Oh man,
he wants them both. Come on, Ken.
Oh, Kenny. Can't do that. Well, good. Kenny, instant message me your address on Facebook, and I'll make sure I get something out to you.
Hey, this Chiefs hoop was crazy because it was Patrick Mahomes.
That was
none
great.
of y'all got it.
I feel terrible. I feel like an idiot.
Well, it was Big Red last week, so it had to come with the big guns.
Even on the panel, even the Chiefs Blitz didn't get it right. Everybody was shying away from the one. It was like, well, it can't be Patrick Mahomes because it'd be too easy. It can't.
No.
Yeah.
Too much sleep for me. I'm not going to do it anymore.
I was thinking about the best quarterback in the game. I wasn't thinking about Patrick Mahomes. I was thinking about Joe Burrow. So
that wasn't one of the clues, Coach. But
thanks
for injecting your.
Hey, play that picture of me with Joe Burrow, man. Me smiling with Burrow, man. That's one of my favorites, man. You got to play that one, man. Yeah, that's my guy.
What about the ones that had that? It was almost like a comic strip with the
that was pretty good.
The bubbles and the script in there.
Not because beautiful, because that's how I be thinking. Like every day I'm watching football, like he's the greatest ever. Look at him.
I'll mess you up. He looking like he's the greatest ever.
Hey, baby, wrong picture, man. That's Brick. I want Burrow. That's Brick.
That's the right picture for the taking.
So you're watching Stephen A. just to get you in the mood. You're laying around in Joe's clothes. Dude, come on now.
Well, let's get right.
I was like, Steven setting the tone. He said the tone. Like,
Oh, he set
let's
the
Steven.
tone.
Hey,
He
now.
said the tone.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. It's Harmon's 21-day window open.
Yes.
What does this mean for me? Ring Leo. I keep on number 81.
Nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think
Yeah,
this
it's an
affects
either.
anything.
I think this is definitely an either or.
Yeah.
I don't think they elevate both. I just think McColl's experience and the speed is just maybe a little too much for Coach Reed to pass up.
Yep.
And I mean, it's nothing against Nico. He's done an amazing job since he's come in terms of returning kicks and playing special teams. But just given that choice of those two guys, that you got it. I think you got to lean with McColl just from the speed perspective. Now, again, not so much at wide receiver. I think the rotation at receiver is great, and maybe McColl will get sprinkled in again because of the speed factor and what he can do to just take the top off, even if they don't throw it to him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just it sucks for Nico, but he got opportunities to play in real NFL games that meant something, and he contributed.
Yeah, no, he's going to obviously get a lot of snaps at wide receiver Sunday at Denver, which is going to be good for him, get him some experience.
Kareem said he missed it.
Relax, Kareem. You
still won. You're good. Your Randy Dawson photo will be sent to you. Instant message me your address again. I know we had issues last time.
Yeah, man.
I think, listen, Hardman is just a good insurance policy. Remigio's gotten some experience, which is what you want. It just adds to Andy Reid having a full scale model of the wide receivers. I think obviously missing Rashee Rice is huge, but you make up for that with DeAndre Hopkins. So I think we're okay there. I think it's a fair swap, especially when you've got Hollywood Brown back and you got Worthy playing at a high level. So I think the receiving core is the best it's been. It's going to be the best it's been going in the postseason since they had Tyreek Hill and Robinson, I think, out there. So listen, Hardman is just going to get his opportunity. And, if Andy decides to put him on the roster, then, he'll have to make that decision. He's got a lot of decisions to make, but it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I agree with y'all for real. It's the speed and like the insurance with Hardman. But Nico been playing very well. That's why I'm not even considered like you want speed or you want physicality, because I think Nico is very physical. I like his approach to special teams. So I'm excited for both. To me, it really doesn't matter who gets the shot. So it still ain't gonna affect that for real.
Yeah, I look at it this way. When Nico comes back, and I think I will go with more experience, going into the playoffs. Nico done this before. He won the Super Bowl touch. He's graded into the ring, guys.
Yep.
The Super Bowl ring. So
I mean, he's good. I mean, he's good when his numbers called.
Yeah, when his numbers called, and if you guys forget, in both Super Bowls, he called clutch catches. And when they were playing against the last Super Bowl, we won the Super Bowl if it weren't for his clutch, catches or
his clutch.
It was for clutch. What was that? A 49-yard, 59-yard,
5-yard zig, and it was a clutch catch.
There was another catch he caught, sir.
I could have caught that shit.
Yeah, no way you could have.
I think you wouldn't have made it 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. McColl's is right. McColl's is up there with Young Joker, baby. Right there, man.
right.
Sky Moore,
just trade him
the
out,
other side. Hey.
Yeah, it was a lot of Super Bowl.
Yeah. Speaking of Super Bowl, what would the three-peat mean to the Chiefs Kingdom? What would it mean to you guys? Does this bring joy, or does it
as far as Chiefs Kingdom and a certain portion of it, hopefully that'll be enough to kind of calm them down and not be so hypercritical of every little move that's made by the team, or a play call that doesn't quite work out or whatever, and you want to fire everybody because the couple things just don't go quite right. So hopefully 3 Super Bowls in a row, something that's never been done, can kind of be, hey, okay, I think we're pretty good. But no, it's unprecedented. I don't even think you can even put words to describe it, because the history between Super Bowls, some of those seasons with Romeo Crennel as the head coach, or just it's Todd Haley. I always liked Herm. Always like Herm. Okay?
Herm's my friend. We're not dissing Herm.
The game.
Dissing Herm on the show is not allowed.
He's so
this is just, in the moment. I said it, I think last show, is in the moment. I don't think any of us really realize what it is. I think where it will hit home is years down the road, when you're talking about teams still maybe 5 years from now, that is Josh Allen ever going to win a Super Bowl? Is Lamar ever going to get that Super Bowl to kind of, cement his Hall of Fame thing? Or, man, no team's gone back to back since that Chiefs team won 3 in a row. That's got to be the greatest team of all time. And those arguments, start to take hold, and you're like, we were in that. We were, not so much we're on the team, but we were kind of in the midst of that those last 2 seasons. So for me, it's just like I can't even describe it.
Nah, it's a feat by itself if they get it done. Oh, when they do get it done. I'm sorry, Nick. When they do get it done. It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be incredible. I mean, it put a lot of the BS to bed. Dealing with the Chiefs, but nah. Yeah.
What it would mean to me is, don't move the stadium, because the stadium shows that it has its loving for the Chiefs. The field goal is the toe, but you cannot get what you got in Arrowhead. You don't want to miss everything. You don't want to mess up everything. So I feel like this 3-peat will set the tone for Clark Hunt to say,
save the stadium.
Save the stadium. Say it with me, guys. Save the stadium. Also, I guess I said it by myself. Well, I guess I will say it by myself.
Right,
save the stadium.
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead.
Look at little Arrowhead.
Let me answer both questions. Number one, what would the 3-peat mean to me? It would mean that I lived in a time that I thought would never happen. I mean, to win one Super Bowl after 50 years, and I told this to everybody, enjoy it. It may never happen again. It is incredibly difficult to get back to a Super Bowl. And then they lay an egg against the Bengals, and they come back, and they win the last 2. And then you start thinking about, would this be the greatest team in NFL history? And I would say yes. And it would be Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. Those are givens. Those are givens. When that happens, he will go down as the greatest quarterback of all time. This will be the greatest team in NFL history so far. Now, it doesn't mean it can't happen again with another team or another franchise. But Patrick Mahomes is one of one. He's unique. He has everything in place. He's got a great head coach. He's got a bunch of really good players. He has a defense. They have a system that works. He has the freedom to work in that system. And he doesn't have to worry about the money he earns. He doesn't have to worry about other guys getting paid, because the Chiefs find a way to make that happen.
Don't forget about a non-meddling owner.
And an owner
that's probably the most important thing.
In Clark Hunt, he has to escrow all that money. So all the signing bonus money has to go into an account that can't be touched. Let's not cry
poor. He's got that like in his couch.
I understand that, but still, that's why I think that's why.
But I'm just saying that he's not one of these guys that puts himself like the team is him. He is the team. I mean, if there's like a scale, and you've got Jerry Jones at this point, Clark's like the complete antithesis.
Stadium.
All right. So before I get to Sam, let's put this in perspective. Andy Reid is the highest paid coach in the NFL.
Yep.
Steve Spagnuolo is the highest paid defensive coordinator. Dave Taub is the highest special teams guy. I don't think Nagy's up in the top echelon. He's probably in the top 25%. Patrick Mahomes, top quarterback. Chris Jones, top quarterback. Travis Kelce, Creed Humphreys. Got big contracts coming out for Trey Smith and Karlaftis and teacups. So he'll spend the money to keep it there, and that's what's great. Now for this stadium issue, let's be as transparent as humanly possible. When the Chiefs win 3 in a row, it's going to be up to the state of Missouri to kick in enough money for the Chiefs to build a true cathedral.
Yes, about time.
A true cathedral for this franchise that will go down as probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest. Hold on, I didn't interrupt you. Stop it, Batman. Robin's talking. Hold on a second. If that happens, then the state of Missouri, there's no way the Chiefs are going to settle for an upgraded stadium. They want a dome. They want Super Bowls. They want Final Fours. They want to build shops and restaurants and hotels and tie this to a casino. They have the opportunity to do that, kind of similar to what the Patriots did after they went to their first 3 wins. And then they decided they're going to build this incredible park, a true museum for the Chiefs Hall of Fame. All these things are going to cost somewhere between $3 to $5 billion. If they stay in Missouri, it's going to be on the high side. If it's in Kansas, it's going to be on the lower side because the land's going to be given to the Chiefs. So I hear you, Hense. You cannot duplicate the Arrowhead
stadium.
If anybody has seen the renderings of the new KU stadium, the pitch in the upper level is like you're looking straight down, and it's deep.
That's what I'm talking about. You can sip and relax.
None of those fans
don't got the chills.
Vertigo.
Yeah, it is not possible. So I can see it. So unless they can come up with some sort of scheme, the only thing that's going to save Arrowhead is if they can come up with something that they can put a dome on it and they can develop the land around it, or they build a new Arrowhead at the Truman Sports Complex. The Kansas City Royals will announce what they're going to do prior to the start of spring training, I'm told. So that's going to be in mid-February. So the Chiefs are going to know. The Chiefs are expected before the owners meeting in March to have the plan in place to run it by the owners and make sure there's no issues. But we are 2 to 3 months away from knowing where both franchises are going to go. Kansas is in the lead. Missouri has a chance to step up. We'll see what happens.
Come on, Kansas. I'm with it.
What would happen if they moved and next all the magic is gone? We back in the dungeon days. Nah. Bags over our head. It's not the same.
With respect to Lou and his brilliant Chiefs, if the Chiefs don't break ground at some point next year and they wait for the Royals to leave, Patrick Mahomes could be not a Chief anymore. He could be retired. You have to take care. You have to make sure that his late 30s, mid 30s, he's still a Chief. Put him in a new stadium. Pay homage to the guy for everything he's done for this franchise. But if you wait, there's a chance that he's not the quarterback. And then what's the point? And listen, they're going to take advantage of the fact that they've got this unicorn quarterback. They've got a once-in-a-generational guy who's going to lead him to all these incredible heights. And he's already done it. If he doesn't win another Super Bowl, he's still brought this level of play to a level that none of us ever imagined. So if you want to ride that coattail, if you want to take that $500 million investment you have in Mahomes, you don't settle for a reimagined experience at Arrowhead with some seats on the goal line for. That's right. You don't do that. You have to think bigger, and that's what they're doing.
Save the stadium. But again,
I'm off my soapbox.
Yeah, there's only one cathedral in the NFL left, and that's Lambeau.
Yeah.
Now that's a completely different situation. You've got a group of owners, if you would. There's really nobody that sits and said they own the Packers. The town and anybody that wants to pony up some cash to get yourself some fake stock certificates that says you're a part owner. But that community really isn't built for a huge stadium. Yeah, Green Bay, that whole area is about as big as the area that I live in. We're not an NFL city. That's like a one of one So eventually it's going to happen. I hear what you're saying, Hense, and I think we've had this conversation before. I mean, it's just
that chant somewhere else.
The aura of the place. It's so many great things have happened on that field that you hate to see it go, but in this day and age of monetizing every little thing and squeezing every dollar out of everything you do, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's all about the iron. It's all about the money.
The Overland Park Chiefs, huh?
Well, outside of the Super Bowl, what was the best Chiefs moment in 2024?
The Bengals game, the bad pass interference call. Yeah,
that's your best moment of 2024. Your bar could not be any lower. Jeez, dude.
Hey, I jumped out my seat. I said, "Oh, what the?"
Okay, the best Chiefs moment, not the best Bengals got screwed moment. Okay,
no, it's still the Chiefs moment though. Chiefs won.
Okay, all right, Hense, you go. What's your best Chiefs moment?
The best Chiefs moment for me, and I want that on a T-shirt, and I think I'm getting it made. I'm gonna get it made. When Patrick Mahomes ran over the guy that was talking stuff all in through the game, putting big hits on everybody, trying to knock people out the game, and he ran them over in the 49ers game. He ran them over in the end zone. That is Jordan-esque. That is poster moment. That is something you want in the frame. When him standing over him, flexing him, and he's on the ground reaching for Jesus and getting baptized. I'm just telling you,
he was getting busy
for me, and that is the moment for me. It was 24-4.
We have that picture somewhere in the archives, I'm sure.
No, it is battle tested. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there.
What about you, Lou?
Well, no doubt it was 50 Shades getting his extension. That's pretty much the key to everything.
Yeah.
Just kidding. My favorite, I guess, moment play. I think the deep ball to Xavier against the Chargers. Mm-hmm. Now, again, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, it didn't change anything like that. But I think just that kind of showed you what their kind of long range plan for the kid is, and what that dimension to the offense actually still being available to them. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, it does come back a little bit with the deep shots. But that, to me, was probably one play that stuck out. Now, obviously, you got game-winning kicks and all these different things that were more significant. But just to me, in my long-range vision over the next few years, seeing X make that play was pretty cool.
My singular moment for the Chiefs in 2024 was the pass that Patrick Mahomes made to DeAndre Hopkins with 3 defenders on him.
Oh, that was crazy.
And he catches the ball. And it was at that moment, and I'd had some doubts, and I didn't really feel it. I said, the Chiefs are going to 3-peat. That single play. They finally have that guy that they haven't had for years. And he'll had speed, but to go up and fight, to get a ball from 2 or 3 defenders, I think I saw him do it one time, and that was against the Houston Texans in a regular season game. But I think that moment, to me, that was my favorite play. That's when I had the vision, I had this,
that's right.
The light comes down, and I see the NFL gods, and they're like, this team is going to 3-peat. So that was my favorite. That was my favorite moment in the Chiefs season.
Hey, mine was Thony. Mine was Thony. Switching Thony, putting Thony at left tackle was my favorite moment, man.
That's his favorite moment right there.
Bro, stop putting Britt out there. It's JB. Stop putting Britt out there, bro.
That was your favorite moment.
That's false, bro. You keep putting Britt out there. I want Joe Burrow.
That's like for Coach and the Burrow, the Stephen A. there. That's like sports porn.
All right, John Harrison says the Chanel block field goal, that was pretty magical. McDuffie first and second interceptions were good, and then Kenny St. Clair Pittsburgh game as a whole was probably best so far. Yes, as far as game goes, by far, that was the best.
Tony to me, moving through into left tackle changed the whole season for me. That was my best moment for the Chiefs. I was like, oh shit! Now we see all these great plays that and the great Andy Reid's producing because now he has protection. So
Speaking of the great moment, is this the vision for founder Lamar Hunt had for the Chiefs? Nick,
I'm one of the only ones in this panel who's actually spent time with Lamar Hunt from a kid, to when my time covering the Chiefs for War Paint Illustrated, and he was the classiest guy in the world, and he loved Arrowhead, and he loved this franchise, and he just wanted to win. I'm going to share a personal story here. So he just wanted to win so badly and do whatever it took. But he always had this undeniable faith in his people, from Jack Stedman to when Carl Peterson came in, he just had this faith that these guys were going to run this franchise the way he wanted, and they couldn't get back to the Super Bowl after Super Bowl IV. And, it wasn't anything that he did or didn't do. And he would talk about it. And I asked him this conversation. We actually had this conversation about the Lynn Elliott game. And he goes, Nick, it was just luck. It was just bad luck that he missed in any one of those 3 field goals and we win the game. And it was just bad luck.
And the ball was frozen.
And he just said, that happens. It wasn't anything. Marty had a great team. They had a great plan. Yeah. They did everything that they possibly could. They had a terrific defense, and these things happen. And he was just so calm about it, and matter of fact. And he just always had that confidence. And, shortly after he passed, I was at the inauguration Hall of Fame for Derek Thomas. And I had a conversation with Clark Hunt, his son, obviously. And, we started talking about his dad and the legacy. And I said, your dad would be really proud how you kind of taking control of this franchise. And he goes, Nick, I got to win a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter unless I win a Super Bowl like my dad did to bring it back to Kansas City. And I said, you're going to do it someday. I don't have any doubt. And so I don't think that I think Lamar felt that this team could win multiple champions again. But what he built and the sacrifices he made and the roads that he laid for, stadium development and concessions and, the appreciating the tailgate experience and understanding what the fans mean to the franchise and his beloved nature in interacting with those fans. For me, when I was 8 years old after the Super Bowl IV win, and I'm on my dad's shoulders and he goes, hey, Nicky, how'd you like that game? I'd met him one time prior to that over the summer. So, I think this goes beyond what he envisioned. And I'm just glad the Hunt family has done what they've done, and they put forth the absolute maximum in making sure this team is built to last for a long time. And special note, happy birthday to the late Derek Thomas. But definitely, I think this was his vision, but I don't think he thought they would have this kind of success.
Yeah, it's gotta be beyond his wildest dreams. Right?
Oh yeah.
The guy. You look at these spring leagues that have propped up. You've seen back in the day when the USFL came, propped up. That's not unprecedented. He and was the leader with 7 other guys that kind of went all in and, hey, we're just going to start this league. And within a few years, major, television deal. And then within a few years of that, they're merging with the NFL.
Yep.
And what would the NFL be today if that hadn't happened? You kind of think, it's just like almost like the butterfly effect. But just that vision that he had just for football in general. And then at the time when they were in Dallas and saying, well, you know what? This might be like maybe the NFL is just kind of taking this over with the Cowboys. Let's go somewhere and let's really make this thing special. And I can't imagine him envisioning the Chiefs being this dominant a force in the league. He certainly would have reveled in it, but to actually have that vision, you hope he did, but he just seemed like a guy that he could have. Their family was very wealthy, right? I mean, coming from Dallas, their family was very well to do, and but to hear you talk about him, to see the stories that have been done on him, he didn't act that way.
No,
right? He didn't.
He traveled first class. He never traveled first class.
Right, as if he
always sat and
from
coached.
money. Very humble dude, and was just looking to build something that was for the fans.
Yeah.
Again, when I met him, I'm gonna bring this coat over here on the next show. When he gave when I was 13, you know what I mean? I was out one of my first Chiefs game. It was cold outside with the grandma. Rest in peace to my grandma and he gave me the coat going on, and he said, "Hey, take this young man." I didn't know who it was, and I looked at the coat, and it said, founder of Chiefs, and it said Clark Hunt on it. It's like a little, what you call that, wood coat. So I still have that coat.
Nice.
And so is this a founder? If would just imagine. So back to the stadium thing.
Hence's first Forrest Gump moment.
Yeah, Forrest Gump moment. I love it.
Gave me a jacket.
Hey, he was first game. Of course, you meet the owner, and of course, he met
the owner in the first game. Gave me a jacket.
I'll give you the jacket off my back.
Hey, it was cold. Hey, I still have it, but again, but the vision of this. I mean, I think you had the vision of the stadium. Back to back AFC championships, the quarterback, the fan base the way it is. That's why I say don't move the stadium. It's just like your grandpa give you an old car. You just slap some new paint on there and say this is his vision. You know what I mean?
Well, the old car does run ragged. It does run its course. Nah, I feel you. I mean, this is his vision. The vision was in place, and they exceeded expectations for him. So, I mean, this is what he visioned, and it came to light. But damn that jacket, though, bro. I see you got the jacket, man. The stadium's still going to move. The stadium's still going to move, sir.
How did a Wasp play change the Chiefs forever, Nick?
Again, kind of that singular moment where 3rd and 15, down 10 points. At that point, Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowl 54 had not played that well. A couple of interceptions. It was a play that they talked about. After Tyreek Hill couldn't get the catch on the snap before on that 3rd and 15 where the ball hit the ground, so they had to start over. And you know what? Everything about that play just signified how hard it was and how big the gap was for the Chiefs to win another Super Bowl. And that play just rejuvenated the team, rejuvenated the franchise. Go 50 years, Super Bowl 4, Super Bowl 54, all the accolades and all the things and all the stories we talked about from, having that 5-decade gap, and in that one play, that changed everything. That made Mahomes an instant superstar. It elevated the team that day, and they just took off from there. They score a touchdown. The defense goes 3 and out. The Chiefs score another touchdown. The 49ers go 4 and out. They score another touchdown all in the last 6.5 minutes, 21 points. And that's because Patrick Mahomes had the guts to go to Eric Bieniemy on the sidelines, who asked Andy Reid, "Can we run Wasp?" And because he saw something, and they trusted him, and that's when I knew he was going to be a great, great NFL quarterback. So that play to me was the catalyst, obviously, to the path that we're on, where with a three-peat and potentially there, and with 3 more wins or after 3 more wins, to have everything. But that single play, I think, made the Chiefs a postseason success. They'd already run 2 playoff games, being down 24 points to the Texans, down 10 points in the second quarter to the Tennessee Titans. Both games were at home, so they had a little advantage, but they still had to make the plays. But it wasn't until that moment when I kind of felt, I'm getting sentimental.
You was tingly.
My dad had just passed not too long before that.
That's right.
And it was like, I just kind of felt, I was sitting in my rocking chair and I was just sitting there, and Emily looks at me and goes, "Why aren't you panicked? Because they're going to win." She goes, "Why aren't you panicking?" Panicking. And I said, my son was there too. He just gotten leave from the military. And I just said, they got this. And that play happened.
The confidence
became, and it just,
you felt it.
I sat back and enjoyed the last of the fourth quarter. I rewatched it probably 15 times before I went to sleep.
Yeah.
I watched every interview, and I said to myself, that play means I don't ever have to talk about, in retrospect, of how difficult it was, the 50-year gap. And so for me, that was the one play that changed this franchise forever.
That was Jordan's fadeaway shot right there.
It was.
In the Super Bowl, that's Jordan's fadeaway. It was like money on the line, run the Wasp. Guys, it's Wasp times. Fourth quarter, time for the Wasp. But I ain't gonna lie though, the Wasp play, man, I mean, it does wonders for even like the underrated receivers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You go out there, look, Sky Moore had his time, Sky Moore and Miko had his time in the Wasp. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I mean, it's a great play. Fourth quarter, great play, because you don't know when it's coming.
Yeah.
You don't know when it's coming, so it's an awesome play.
Will we see it again? Who knows? We've seen variations of it. So
I guarantee you, teams scouting that
just the way the team plays and the way the games go. I don't know that they would. I hope you never have, they get to the point where it's almost desperation, because if you on the NFL films on the mic'd up as Patrick's walking over during the timeout, his question was, do we have enough time to run Wasp?
Right.
Which basically was asking, are these guys going to hold up long enough for Tyreek to get to his spot so I can chuck it downfield? And if you watch it, he dropped back about 15, 20 yards and
barely had enough time.
And Bosa still almost got him. But to me, that was like the moment that you mentioned they had come back a couple of times in different games, but it never seemed, even though they were down 24-0, it was so early. And those plays, it was like an avalanche.
Right.
That they came back right away, and by halftime, it's like, we got this. I mean, forget it. We were down 24. We're up 10. I mean, this team's got no shot. But to me, at that point, if the team was waning at all in confidence, it would have been before that play.
Right. Because
now it's like, holy crap, this game's almost over. It's gotten away from us, and we're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And in that one play, I mean, just everything broke perfectly. The guy running the over route, the safety bites, Tyreek gets in right behind him, and it was like, and he actually had to wait for it. I mean, when he caught it, it was almost like a punt.
Yeah,
he threw it so high and so far. I mean, Tyreek was like waiting for the ball. It's like, oh, come down, right? But that again, then it was like, okay, all right, we're good. We're good. I mean, that was again, as a fan, you're feeling that. And my fear was maybe on the sideline, they were the confidence was waning a little bit. You hit that play, that'll live forever. And
that offensive line was decent, because that offensive line they had before, that Wasp play wasn't working.
Because in every game, when Tyreek was on the team, there was always like the Steph Curry Warriors avalanche, and we're waiting. It's like, when's it coming? This
avalanche.
When's it coming? We're in the fourth quarter. Where's the avalanche? And then bang, at the last six minutes.
That's Tyreek Hill, man. Tyreek Hill was the master of that. Well, once he gets going, it's a wrap. Once Hill gets going, it was a wrap, man.
Speaking of the Wasp play, the man tweeted out earlier that Happy New Year's or something. Then he said something about the Chiefs. So a lot of people are consuming that he's probably going to be back here next year. Tyreek Hill. Speaking of Tyreek Hill, so maybe
I don't think so.
But again, I feel like the Wasp play, changed.
On the damn cake.
Did it change the Chiefs forever? I would say yes. It changed the way of thinking of how people see the Chiefs. That moment right there is still the deal for the Chiefs. And their legacy would always, their play will always be there. And hey, let you know, Andy Reid got all kind of plays up his sleeve for this team to get it done.
Yeah, I think Mango. I think it would be Hollywood out of the three between Worthy, and D-Hop.
But you know what? As long as you keep Tony out there, that Wasp play gonna be phenomenal. Because if you get T-Rex over there, Morris over there, that Wasp he ain't gonna make it. I'm trying to tell you, he ain't gonna make it, man. But honestly, though, I mean, the Wasp play was tremendous. It's like the Chiefs' go-to. That's their go-to play, man. When shit breaks down, I need somebody with some speed and some jump ability. I'll tell you that.
That's it. Does the NFL want Mahomes versus Allen?
Absolutely. Everybody does.
What?
If you are, a TV network, if you are a fan, a football, of course, you want to see these two guys go head to head because the talk is right now, and I don't know if he wins it, but he's certainly one of the finalists in the MVP voting. The conventional wisdom is this is Buffalo's team. This is the best they've been since Josh Allen has been on that team. And there's one boogeyman that they just can't get through. JB. And it's OMDB for Patrick. Whatever happens, we're not losing. And yeah, you talk about eyeballs, all the games that they've played before. I mean, seriously, the playoff games have all been like down to the wire for the most part. And somebody makes a huge play, or in some cases you miss a kick, but whatever. But yeah, absolutely. Who wouldn't? If you're a football fan, forget about being a fan of either team, just a football fan in general, you want to see the two best guys in that conference go head to head.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to see Joe Burrow right there, right? You want to see the best quarterback play the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? There you go, Hense. Look at that picture right there. Look at me, smiling ear to ear. Man, I was humble. I was like, damn, this is Burrow, man. Like, what no one got.
I don't think Jamar Chase appreciates that picture.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, but honestly, pertaining to the question, though, you do want to see these two go at it.
Oh, that was Kyle Murray, actually.
Hey, damn Kyler Murray right now, man. Damn all that, man. I like height, man. Listen. This is a whole different subject. Now, honestly, Allen and Mahomes is must see. If Joe Burrow doesn't make it, Allen and Mahomes is must see because Allen always takes him down to the wire. Yeah, always takes him down to the wire. Maybe it's the poise. Maybe it's it's the aura of Allen. Because like I said, the 13-second game was crazy. Allen had it 13 seconds. Who would have knew Chiefs was gonna pull some out the ass? And they did it, but Allen's been right there. He's always been right there.
That's the thing. I think this is the matchup that the NFL wants. I don't think there's any question that they want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now I heard, one of the Yahoos on the Rich Eisen show said that the difference between the Chiefs dynasty and the Patriots dynasty is the Patriots played against the league and the refs out of spite. Where the Chiefs, are doing it because it's a gift from the NFL.
He is a New England homer.
Yes,
that's why he just is a he's a hater. He's a true hater.
He can't help himself.
Cannot besmirch the
money. The money is not. I heard Jim Nantz say that the Super Bowl he wants to see are the Lions and the Bills. Only the league
they've never because neither franchise has ever won.
Yeah, and that's great. And maybe they get their day, they get their day in the sun sometimes, and that happens. But, listen, for Josh Allen, even though I think that the Bills offense has shown everything they have, I don't think there's anything else that's going to surprise Steve Spagnuolo or Andy Reid in the postseason, where the Chiefs, I think, have not really utilized their entire offense. But that aside, this is the matchup the Chiefs want. The Bills are locked in the 2 seed. They're going to face, the 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 seed, or 3, 4, 5, 6 seed. We don't know who it's going to be, but at least if it's the Ravens in the second round of the playoffs, that's going to be a tough out. And I think the Bills will have an advantage in that game because I don't think Lamar Jackson can win it against a talented team like that in the postseason. And that brings that. Well, come on, dude, give me the history. Who is he beat? He beat the Houston Texans, who were demoralized.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying.
They beat the Tennessee Titans. He's beat the Tennessee Titans.
Team. He was not beating them.
He's got 2 wins, dude.
Yeah,
I got you. I get it. I get it.
It would definitely be a first for them.
Damn, Nick, you said a talented team like.
the only
like Lamar ain't got
Bills
the
are
juice.
talented.
Like Lamar ain't got the juice.
the biggest difference to me with this Baltimore team isn't so much the defense is playing better, but not quite to like Ravens standard, way up their defense is going to be Derrick Henry. And because Lamar is going to have somebody else that he can lean on, they've always had decent backs, but they've always gotten hurt.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins was never healthy when they needed him. Gus Edwards. I mean, no matter who they had in there, it always seemed like they did well. But when they got to the playoffs, they didn't have that sledgehammer. So I think that might make a little bit of a difference. But you're absolutely right. There's nothing in his history to go back to and say he can go on the road. Right. I think he won in Tennessee once.
Right.
And that wasn't a very good Tennessee team. But if he goes to Buffalo, then that's a whole different ball of wax. Now, I think Baltimore crushed them earlier in the year, but this is a whole different ball game.
Playoff Henry right here, yeah.
If they get there, because again, those 6 and 7 seeds. Well, I shouldn't say that. If Denver and the Chargers get in, I can see them winning a game.
Oh, sure.
That's why I said. That's why I looked at, it does the Mahomes. I mean, does the NFL want to see Mahomes versus Allen? Yeah. I don't think. Yes, it does, but
Herbert and Mahomes.
If Joe Burrow gets in, they're gonna take out Buffalo because they're gonna have to play Buffalo. If the Denver get in, I feel like Denver can go up there with Bo Nix and Sean Payton can take out Buffalo. But it doesn't matter who the NFL wants. It's what Mahomes souls want. What do the boogeyman want? Do he want to put the hook on the rest of the NFL? Do he want to put the hook in Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson? Who's next? Who's next to get the hook? Who's next to get on to open the stove? This kid is on a Maryland. I don't say
Hensley, don't ever change. Is there anyone on YouTube or any platform that can take any question and somehow twist it around to be able to give the same answer every single time, no matter what the question is?
Brings it right back into the glazing. It all revolves around the glazing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey! It doesn't matter. Yes, the NFL wants to see them two to go together. But
oh my goodness, you guys!
I feel like it's gonna be Herbert, man. And I've been saying it for the longest. I feel like it's gonna be Mahomes and Herbert. The class
coaches too. Got good coaches. Good. Hey.
They're gonna battle it out and see who gets.
You got a bunch of coaches that have been to a Super Bowl and a few that have not. Right? I mean, you got Tomlin, Peyton, Harbaugh, Reed, and the others have not. So that makes a little bit of a difference. So. Yeah, but it's just hard for me to see one of those teams go into Buffalo and win. But I'm not saying it can't happen. I think Josh Allen might have to contribute to that loss a little bit. Like if he gets a little loose with the ball, which he hasn't this year. So God bless him. I mean, he's really taken that the stuff that was holding him back in the past out of his game. So that's what tells me that this is the best version of the Bills, regardless of, you really, outside of Amari Cooper, you really can't name one of the wide receivers ever having made a huge play in a playoff game.
But Josh Allen's kryptonite is Joe Burrow, man. So I know I don't like, the Bengals, but if the Bengals
both quarterbacks, you may have to beat both.
You got to be.
Joe Burrow can get the job done. I mean,
Burrow will destroy that Buffalo Bills defense.
I bet he can get the job done.
But but
the extra glaze on it.
But the Cincinnati defense, I don't care how well Anarumo schemes it up. They just don't have. Like you said, you're talking about Bo Nix. I mean, they made Bo Nix look like an MVP candidate in that game. All due respect, Bo Nix may get to that level, but. Come on.
I know. Trust me, that defense is ranked 29th, man. I get it.
Yeah, no, the Bengals. Listen,
this is the
best four defense. The best four defense.
This all might be moot by like Saturday afternoon if the Steelers beat them. So,
this gonna be the Saturday afternoon. It's gonna be.
I think the top four defenses are the Lions, Chiefs, Chargers and Ravens. I'm sorry, Eagles. So, that could be your
not the Lions, right?
Not the Lions, sorry, Eagles.
The Eagles is tough.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility to be the Final Four.
Yeah, they tough. They tough.
So we'll see.
Speaking of game week, let's close out with this question: how far should the Chiefs scheme to win on Sunday? Nick,
didn't we have this one?
We kind of sort of talked about it the other day, and again, I think for me, I don't think there's
bro,
any. I don't think there's
sugar
really
in your slur. You got to.
This is how I would scheme it. I think it's extremely important that Carson Wentz gets meaningful snaps in this game. In the event that something happens, knocking on
in
wood.
Jesus' name, it won't.
Yeah, God forbid nothing happens in the place.
Come on, Carson Wentz.
You're going to see the offense be a little bit more schemed up, maybe in the first half, first quarter, just to kind of see what Carson can do. Maybe some play action, maybe not just rely just on the run game. I think they're going to want him. They want to see him throw the rock, in a high pressure situation against a really good defense. The Broncos are desperate. They win and they're in. They lose, then they have to hope that the Steelers had beaten the Bengals the day before, and they have to hope that the Dolphins lose at New York to the Jets, which I can't see happening. So,
you know what?
Go ahead.
We talk a lot about the offense. We talk a lot about this offense. How about the defense? Who are they pulling from the defense? Chris Jones, and I don't know Chris Jones banged up. Are they still starting Williams? Is McDuffie playing? Is Cook going to be out there? Is your boy Hicks going to be out there?
I think they have to play a lot of those guys, and it's not so much because they want to play them. Right. It's just numbers. You can't. I think you only get 2 elevations from the practice squad. I think Coach Reed had said that earlier today. You can't sit everybody, right? Yeah. And I still think you got to give those young DBs as many reps as you can. So whether it's Nazi, Joshua, whoever's healthy, they need to play as much as they can. And so, Mims kind of stood up in the game against Cincinnati.
Right.
You still got Cortland Sutton, and they had some success against the Chiefs. Not even score a ton of points, but they were in position to win that game. So you want to give these guys as much, let them see as much as possible, because this for Denver is a playoff game. So the defense is playing in a game where the other team is going to pull out all the stops. I think the experience of playing against a team like that will go miles. Yeah. Now, granted, several of them have already played in playoffs over the last few years, but still more shots on goal. Let's see how they react in different situations. I agree. And like I said, you only have so many bodies, right? And so most of those starters will probably play outside of anyone that's a little bit injured, like Chris Jones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
I would say yes. They should scheme up a great game to win, but again, it depends. Do the Chiefs? Is they gonna play vanilla? Not want to risk too many injuries going into this playoff weekend. Next weekend after that. But again, it's something the Mango said in here that I was trying to put up here.
Take your time.
He said, I can't hardly see it. Can you read it?
Yeah, Carson Wentz and Nico Amicio are going to carve up the Broncos. Making
yeah.
Who wants to see the Dolphins in the playoffs anyway? Who really wants to see them play? Nobody.
When you're supporting a guy, you support him through thick and
so that's why it comes back to that tweet. That's why it came back to the tweet that Tyreek Hill said about the Chiefs. Because he wants the Chiefs to win, let the Broncos in.
It isn't about coming back in 2025. It's about he wants the Chiefs to win.
Because that gives and I agree. I would think the Broncos would have a much better chance of going into Buffalo and winning than the Dolphins would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that. But in terms of scheme, they're not going to be pulling out a bunch of different plays, that they might want to match up against other teams. But they certainly are going to give Wentz every opportunity to be successful.
Correct.
And that's not only do they want to see him be successful, just to kind of get the team rolling, but also for himself, because this is kind of his audition again, to show teams that he can still, run an NFL offense, go into a place when, there's nothing there for them to win, but he leads the team to a victory. That's going to say a lot about his character and everything else. And he may turn it into a deal for next season somewhere else.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, we'll certainly find out.
So with that said, let's get into our sponsors before we close out.
All right, let's first up talk about my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If it's 2025, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, now's a great time. Interest rates are creeping down a little bit, which is a good thing. Got a shift in the president, which means rates are probably going to be affected as well. So get ahead of the game and make sure you try and see what your house is worth. He'll do a free consult, or if you're looking at buying a house, he'll help you negotiate as he did for me and my wife, Emily. So give him a call at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Patrick Lavon Mahomes II for this week.
Yeah, another proud sponsor is, and she's number one in my heart. That'd be my wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for the good health coverage, if you want to get a flexible plan, you can get a custom quote. The marketplace is closed, which means you cannot get an ACA plan unless it's under certain conditions. And you might not know if you're eligible or not, but if not, she's got a private option available as well. So give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
That's right. And next up, our newest sponsor,
Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Nolan Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics, 2 great locations up on 1214A South Nolan Road in Independence, and also down on 40 Highway inside the flea market, also on Nolan Road. So they got 2 locations. So if you're looking to buy or sell the latest consumer electronics, there, your one-stop shop. Doesn't matter what you're looking for. They have it. They've got some old games in there. So if you're having a nostalgia moment and you want maybe that original PlayStation, something like that, they've got it. So check it out. Check out their website at resellwithacelectronics.com.
Resell.
That's right. All right, Mango's got a question for us.
Damn, he killed T-Pain there.
I'm sorry,
He did.
Did I kill that? I'm sorry. I didn't to. I just want to give Mango his respect.
Go ahead.
With McColl's contract expiring at the end of the season, do you think Remigio has done enough to audition to take the role of full-time next season as the returner? Yeah, I mean, I think there's a really good chance. I mean, Hardman's been playing on a 1-year deal for the last 3 seasons. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings, likely going to get a 4th. He's been a great teammate, but I think, the Chiefs have to get a little bit younger. Now, if he wants to come back on an NFL on a rookie deal like he did last year, or a minimum deal, make about $1.2 million, $1.3 million, then yeah, I'd say you definitely bring him back into the mix. But I think Remigio has done enough to show that he's obviously going to he's under contract for next year, and it's $980,000, so it's reasonable. So I think that he's going to have his opportunity, and I think he's earned it. And for the guy who was touted as being the next great receiver and just kind of fizzled, he has made a name for himself as a return man. He's been very good. I know a couple people were upset with him about fumbling the ball, but that last hit, man, he just got crunched. 90% of the guys are going to drop the ball on that play.
I don't think that has anything to do with
it. That has nothing to do with it as far as the Chiefs concerned. Is he making good decisions? Is he getting yards? I mean, his opening punt return against the Steelers was huge to set the tone in that football game, to go defense, special teams, offense, transition. So I think he's good bet he's going to be on the 53.
You good, Mango. Your boy is established.
Your boy's good.
He's good. He's not going nowhere, player.
Yeah, well, Nico's put some good tape in real NFL tackle football games that count. So he's taken the next step. Now, has he solidified a spot on the roster?
Right.
I don't think so. I mean, he'll still be in the mix. McColl has kind of tested the waters. Now, granted, the New York experience probably wasn't the best place to go just because it's just toxic. Yeah. But if somebody comes along and makes him an offer for next year, even above like the vet minimum, he probably takes it.
I don't know.
But he may just say, hey, I tested the grass, even though it's the Jets and they're green. It wasn't greener. I can stay here, be with my friends, playing meaningful playoff games. Maybe I don't get the ball as much, but hey, this is a pretty good life. So, but I know where this question was going. Mango, I don't know, all cards on the table. He is the president of the Nico fan club. So I give it to him. Good tape in real games. He's taken his best step forward, but I don't think there's only a few guys that are locks for next year.
Yeah, I would say, will he be locked? I would say no, because with the draft is coming around, they're going to have other guys coming in, going to be gunning for that spot. Going to be some rookie back there that's going to probably come in and outplay somebody, probably fill in for that spot. So we don't know. Maybe he could be, or, maybe he won't. But, hey, I don't know. Maybe he is, and maybe he's not. So that's what be my answer for that question. So with that said, again, Happy New Year's to everybody. So making it to 2025. Love on your loved ones. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share. You know what I mean? That's all it takes. It's 2025. Get in the holiday spirit. Share away. Hit the like button. You know what I mean? Give us a love. That's all we ask. It's nothing more. Hey, so with that said, guys, again, happy birthday to my daughter. Hey, we will see you guys Friday. So will anybody else have anything to say before we close out?
No.
Now we
Let's
get
do it, man. Happy New Year.